Hi everyone, it's me, Steve, I'm back. So me back from Sculpting Training, and as you Sculpting Fitness, it's great to see you. I want to do a quick video talking to you about fats today. So fats get a lot of bad press, but fats are really important. So I'm going to quickly go through why fat is important for your body, so some of the functions of fat, and then what I'm going to do is switch about the difference between good fats and bad fats. So, firstly, let's put the word fat up. Word people hate. It's an important word. So our body has many functions and uses for fat. So one of them is insulation. So to keep us warm, especially during the cold winter months, I'm filming this here for you in November. It's starting to get quite cold, quite chilly. That's going to obviously keep you nice and warm. Next thing to think about is we have what are known as fat pads. So for example, when you look at your hand, these areas underneath here, on your fingers, you'll have pads of fat there. You've got them on your kneecap as well. So you have fat pads, and these are things that take the pressure off, which is why when you put your hands down on sharp surfaces on one side compared to the other, often it isn't very painful. Okay. Another key one that you need to know about fat is also very good helping you transfer some nutrients around the body, because we have what known as some fat-soluble vitamins and minerals that go into the body and that have to be transferred around. So it needs for transferring that through. Next one we also think about is insulation. So you may not know, but fat actually insulates the nerves. So we need a lot of this, especially with things like eyesight, and also especially when we look at things like Schwann cells. And I'm going to show you a little picture there. And what this does, it insulates it. So basically the message can go all the way down the nerve. It just doesn't jump from nerve to nerve to nerve, which it does in certain conditions. Especially got conditions like MS, where the Schwann cells, which is a fatty deposit that goes around, which I'm going to draw in a minute for you, starts getting away and the message jumps from one nerve to the other rather than transferring down through the nerve. So I'll draw an example of a nerve in a minute for you, and I'll try and draw this one out and try and explain what goes on with that one for you. See, it's all right, I'm not worried. And so obviously what we tend to have in some of your nerves, as you may know, it comes with this. And then we have what's known as that fatty sheath that comes around it, that comes down through here. And that's the fatty sheath that you actually need. And what you don't want to do is that to get eaten away, and then that message tries to come down, and then comes down to your next. And that might be going to your hand, and that might go to your foot. So the message goes to the wrong place. So these are the reasons why fat is really important. So let's take rid of that for a minute. So also we have what are good fats and bad fats. So here we have low density lipoproteins, and here we have high density lipoproteins. Okay, so these are good fats, and we have what are known as our bad fats over there. So these will do is help to reduce the build-up of bad cholesterol within your arteries. This is obviously the bad cholesterol that builds in your arteries, that blocks your arteries up. Things we need to remove. Also on our good fats, we have what are known as our omega fatty acids, which are either 3s and 6s. Which are really good at optimising oxygenation within the cells. It's really good at mobilising fat to move around your body. It's good for your memory as well. It's good for all your gland and things like your thyroid functions as well. So these are things that we really need a lot of. So a lot of these are found in things like oily fish, dark green leafy vegetables, eggs in there as well, herring, salmon, mackerel, those type of things. This is often what we find in our saturated fats, right? So these are often found in like coconut oil, palm oil. Trans fats, so the food that when you go to fast food restaurants and they deep fat fry, they use saturated trans fats in there, which is obviously a bad fat that goes in there. But also this is the fat that you get in a lot of red meat, right? Which clogs up all your arteries. Okay, so these are things we need to try and remove. And the things we need to understand is we have saturated here and trans fat. And basically, the chemical formula for this one, when you look at it when you take it away from looking at all the different cells that make it up, it basically looks like that, and that can end up blocking up your arteries. So imagine it goes to an arteries, that gets stopped, it can start to pile up like so. That there can cause a bit of a problem, not what we want going on. Whereas over here, we have our monofats, and we have our polyfats. And our poly end up looking like that, and our mono looks like that one. So if you imagine that's moving through the bloodstream, it's easy for pressure to get behind here and move this through. So what happens if these come across your blood vessel, and you've got your build-up of your saturated fat here, and you get your saturated fat, what that will end up doing is scooping it and pushing it through the bloodstream and clearing it away. This is why these fats are good for us, and these are bad fats. So we should be looking to try and reduce these. Recommendation is that we have 20% more saturated fat in our diets than we require on a daily basis. But we don't end up with a lot of this, especially omega-3s tend to be what's missing from our diets in here. So often things we would recommend is increasing things like salmon, mackerel, dark green leafy vegetables, avocado, nuts, all good sources of good fats that need to go into your body. So I hope you found this interesting. It's a little quick lesson on why we need fat in our body, what good fats and bad fats are, and a little bit of understanding what goes on with our fats. So if you've got any questions, please feel free to leave them below. Get in touch with me. If you need any help with your eating habits, please get in touch, and obviously hopefully subscribe to some videos soon. Thanks for watching.